we should be. I guess I did, but Clem had helped me originally with the design, so I'm gonna go over how I did that, how they work. I just realized that I have. Yeah, cool. All right, cool. Let's do that, and actually let's boot up Waterworks on Halo 2 real quick. In the meantime, we can look at these ladders. So check this out. They look like ladders from like 400 ladders. I might want to make the metal a little more pale gold. I don't know, but they look really good. That's the script brain. That's the arrow. I think this isn't actually necessary. It doesn't actually need this box. I thought I removed this, but oh, I removed it and then made a prefab off of it and then closed the map. So my map version doesn't have that turned off. But anyway, the official one that I released, the prefab, does not have that. You don't need it. I was originally trying to solve the issue of the jitteriness by giving you low gravity while you're on the ladder and then removing it as soon as you leave the ladder. And I had put a bounding box there that as soon as you basically it was just like while you were in there it was going to do that, but that didn't actually work out that well because there were ways like you could stand in it and just jump and it would just low gravity you to the top of the ladder, and that didn't work out all that well. I don't know, maybe I might have to add that back in so that bots will know how to get up there, but for now this works perfectly, so there's no need for it. Basically, oh wait, did I activate scripts? Okay. So basically, yes. There you go. That's a little jittery right this second. I know that right after the match starts and after you teleport, it might be a little jittery because that was kind of the case. There we go. Now it's nice and smooth. So if you walk up to and you're looking down, nothing. If you look up, it'll slide you up the ladder. If you walk up to it backwards and you're looking up, nothing. But if you look down, it'll bring you up the ladder. So it works just like the ones in Halo 2 and Halo Combat Evolved. And for some reason, the scale on this rod is off. That's weird. Anyway. Yeah. So yeah, and you can jump up into it as well. You don't have to, you can do that if you want to, which is also something that Combat Evolved's ladders could do. And if you want to move it around, I want to make a video that explains how to, like, sort of make edits to it. Let's see, I really don't know why this is not... Oh wait, I can just delete that. Grab this one, duplicate it. Oop. Not what I wanted to do. Duplicate it. I think I'll always do that. Until Forge is gone, I will always accidentally hit the wrong button. Come on now. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So anyway, the main things to do for editing this, I am going to make a video explaining how to do that. But the main things to do are worry about this pointer. Its bounding box. This is where all of the script happens, is inside this box. You don't want this box to be too thick, because if it is, and you're looking down and you go this way, it will... Oh right, I'm not... Script brain stops you from moving while you're in edit mode. Basically there's a blocker at the bottom and a blocker at the top if you're in edit mode. So as you can see, it's like the code needs time to know where you are. I think that's a server thing, where like, oh, I fixed that on the prefab too, but I didn't in the map. So basically, going through a teleporter, I think, makes the server confused as your player location and things like that, and so it makes it a little bit buggy, but only temporarily. So you see how you can just fall there? If you and if you're looking up and you go over it, you just fall. Earlier on, at one point, it was you'd move into it like that, and you would just bounce. Hello, gamer. Yep. Yeah. Let's see. I just realized I'm not in There we go. I prefer to keep it up the YouTube studio thing instead of OBS for the chat. I think OBS has a bit of lag because first YouTube needs to catch up to the present, and then it has to send that to OBS, and that's not what you want to do. So, or that's not, I don't know what I'm talking about. Not what you want to do. It doesn't make sense. But yes, I need to fix that little gold thing. Just move those forward. But, yeah, so it works buggy right after you come through a teleporter, but then it works perfectly after a couple seconds. It also might be because the match only just started, so something about the code is still compiling or something. But yeah. And sometimes, because it does this moving you up thing, like this, how you can just clamber up there, that's partially, like you wouldn't be able to clamber that high under normal circumstances. That's partially because the ladder is taking over. There's a stream on Twitch. I have to use my phone to talk to you on here. I have a Twitch, but the problem, I suppose I could, and then upload the streams to YouTube. I just, not super familiar with Twitch's system, like, even compared to YouTube. And, I don't know. I could probably consider that. Is it, like, just more popular or something? Like, would that be, are there, like, other reasons to do it there? Because that does sound like functionality is definitely better over there if you're, you know, able to chat on your phone and not on normally. But yeah. I don't know, I hear that Twitch is also going through some trouble and dying or something, so I don't know if I want to invest in the platform. But yeah. So this is the script for the ladder, and what we have is, it's a lot bigger than last stream. It's easier for me to watch on Twitch, and yeah, it's more popular. Okay. I was hearing that YouTube is getting more and more popular, mostly from Ludwig, who switched over from Twitch, and he's probably just trying to advertise, you know, his change and trying to get people to agree or something, but still. So the way I'll try doing that next time then. I don't want to end the stream and then start up a new one, so but yeah. Also, people are subscribing to me on here to get, you know, I could make a video explaining I'm switching to Twitch, and then, because it's early, I can type to you from my console to Twitch, but I can't from YouTube. Twitch has better chat functions. Okay, I see what you mean. So you can stream. I didn't even know people are watching from console, so that makes sense. But yeah, like I just sorry about that, coughing in your ear. But yeah, that makes sense, and I'm sure it would be better to be able to see on a big screen to see what I'm doing, especially with things like this with the script brains. Well, yeah, I might do that next time, because yeah, that would allow me to you know, create like some kind of warning, because I'm just starting to build up my subscribers on here, so I don't know if I want, I don't know if I want to just jump over without telling people and all that. But yeah, it also, I guess, would help because people use Twitch numbers for some reason to gauge whether or not a game is popular and like alive. So, which is weird to begin with. But yeah, it's like not every game is going to be streamed, so that doesn't actually make any sense. But let's see. Okay, so we got object reference, the pointer, area monitor around that pointer. Get objects in area monitor for each object, and then this number, I had to put this at 0.1 because the at 00 it was bugging out on the servers. If I switch on my TV as I don't have a PC, it makes sense. So yeah, that's cool. So my number is 0.1 to keep it, like I was saying, to keep it from bugging out on the servers in seconds, so every 0.1 seconds for each object in that box. I mean, YouTube can still be used for builds like the ladder you put out last night. Yeah, exactly. Like little videos that explain it. And then from this for each object, we've got is a player, goes into this branch condition, and all this other fluff I'm going to get into in a second. I'm just going to go along this main thick line here. After that branch, it goes to this branch, which is it's another if then or another Boolean true false question. Goes into another one, and then finally sets the object velocity. Actually, this is if you're walking backwards. This set object velocity is if you're walking backwards. This one is if you're walking forward. And I'll explain that now. Is that so up here we have the object reference pointer is coming up to this get object forward, and that gets you the forward direction, like a vector out of the forward direction of an object. And this one feeds into the player, feeds into this one, get forward, object forward. And that should allow you to rotate the ladder in any angle you want without the code having to be changed. So it's literally just plug and play and move it around and rotate it. Bought some games last night for dirt cheap. Oh yeah? What'd you get? So these get object forward are, those will get you your forward angle. This player's also fed into get player aiming vector and get player aiming vector here. These are both basically this area up here and this area down here are basically mirrors of one another. And these two are unique, but they feed into both of those mirrors. And what they do is basically we get the aiming vector. We turn that into we get the x-axis values out of that vector. We split it apart basically, so we've got x, y, and z. Now that we have z, we grab z only and we compare it to 0. And if your z-axis is higher than 0, which means you're looking above the horizon line, then this Boolean logic over here is true. Lego Indiana Jones 1 and 2 and Lego Hobbit all for under €10. Wow, nice. The Lego games are just like a strange masterpiece series. It's like, why are these so good? Lego is amazing, so I understand why, but so I guess you can understand why, but yeah, it's just that I don't know why, but like how the games themselves are always such great action games, but yeah. So now we have that the player's looking above the horizon line. And then because we have if A, which is your z-axis up here going into operand A, is less than B. Oh, sorry, this is not above the horizon line. This is below the horizon line. Yeah, okay. So this is if you're looking below the horizon line, because I'm actually looking at whether or not your z-axis is lower than 0. Down here, we've got the exact same thing, but we're looking at whether or not your z-axis is higher than 0. So if you're looking above the horizon line. So up here we have below the horizon line, and down here we've got above the horizon line. It's kind of inverted. It's kind of like inverted controls. But yeah. €59 for all, not 3 without a sale. Yeah, exactly. They are, because where'd you get it from? Is it like a GameStop or something equivalent to that? Let's see. So then we've got vector dot product right here and vector dot product right here. So basically, I'm grabbing one of this one and one of this one. And for Clint, if Clint ever watches this, I realized what you meant by vector dot product whenever I looked up the name for what a vector dot product was. I learned from university to program, but I didn't get to vector dot products in university. Instead, I self-taught myself that, and I wasn't aware. I didn't know the name of it. So whenever you said vector dot product, I was like, "What? You want me to do what now? I don't know what that is." And then I looked it up, and I was like, "Oh, okay. It's whenever you crunch two vectors and get out a 1.0 sort of scale." Maximum scale and 0 minimum scale, -1 minimum scale product, and basically that basically tells you if two vectors are aligned. So if you're looking different directions, it'll be lower, and if you and possibly negative because you're looking away from each other. And if you get to the point where you're looking in sort of the same direction, it starts becoming positive. It becomes more and more and more toward 1 as you line up, and it doesn't matter which angle you're looking in the same direction, it'll always be a positive number, and if you look away, it'll always be a negative number. Sorry. Anyway, so basically that's how those work, and then they feed into these here. What was that alarm for? Remind me of something? Oh, I think that's an alarm for something later today. Yes. Yeah, it's at noon. No. Oh, it's an alarm for something tomorrow. I had a little note there too. So yeah, basically both of those, so that gets you your dot product. Oh yeah, I need an Xbox store. There's a Black Friday sale going on right now. Oh, nice. I didn't know about that. I'll have to look into that. So yeah, so I did know about dot products. I just didn't know them by name because I self-taught that part of programming. And then, so I'm feeding that into here at this compare, which is similar to these compares. I'm just trying to see if it's positive. If it's more than, if it's above 0, sorry, this one's again, this is for below 0. This is for if you're looking away. Like I have the pointer on the ladder is pointing into the ladder. So if you are looking away from the same direction as that pointer, then it will come out as negative. So it'll show up as below 0, and that's what leads into this Boolean logic. If you turn around and it becomes positive, then instead it starts grabbing this one down here, this right below it. So you've got this top one where if A is less than B, A is the vector dot product, and B is the number 0, then you end up with this one being true. And so basically down here, same thing, but if A is greater than B, it goes into Boolean logic down here. So now that we've got, and like I said, this one down here is the same as this top one, but it's if you are looking above the horizon line instead of below it. So that is how you feed into these two Boolean logic nodes, and those lead down to these final branches down here that you might have, that you have seen in the main line that I was showing off a second ago. They lead into these branches, and they're the condition. So and they're both for and. So if you are both looking below the horizon line and away from the ladder, then this one's true. If you're looking toward the ladder and above the horizon line, then this one's true. So that's why we branch off here into 2 versions of set object velocity, because we are basically using this, both of these are going to make you go up the ladder. So then we get over to this main line in the middle. I'll solve this. Actually, I'll talk about this in a second. I'm going to go down here first, because this is how we actually change. This is where we get the number that we're applying to the player to make them move up. So this is, like I said, set object velocity is giving us a velocity increase. Like it's applying a velocity to you, which means that you're going to, be thrown, essentially, like a grav lift kind of thing. So effectively, these ladders are really slow grav lifts that only work while you're moving, and only while you're looking at them and up. And if you turn around and look down, you can also get them to work, just like the original ladders from Halo 2, and Halo 1. I mean, but yeah. So down here, I'm just in Waterworks, which is a Halo 2 map. So down here we get to this bottom layer. So get is player. That was part of the main condition. I already said that one. That just tells you that the player is. That the person, the object in the box, in the collision box, is a player, and that's this first gate. Like, it's not going to work. It's not going to turn on at all for anything that's not a player, like a cube or like a rock. Down here you get object velocity. This is going to grab your player's velocity. You get the vector axis value twice because we're going to use it for 2 different things. I could just grab these and feed them into here and feed them into here, but I felt like this was a little bit cleaner looking for some reason. I don't know. I just didn't like all the lines that I was going to create, so I just went ahead and kept it as 2 different get vector axis values. Whenever I was cleaning things up, I was just like, nah, I'm not deleting that. So we've got this is the main one here going into vector 3, and we've got a z value of 0. and then we go into vector length. Like I could literally actually just combine these two and just have one string. That actually would be pretty clean. Well, it's already in the prefab like this. So if you want it, the prefab's already up, and it looks like this. So yeah, these two things are repeated. That's not necessary. I guess I can remove them really, pretty soon, or really quick actually. Let me make sure I'm not selecting anything else. Delete. Delete. We're gonna drag this up so that the two lines don't collide with any other boxes. So this should actually work. So basically, just as well. Oh, that's all I wanted to do. I select them both because I don't want them to be ugly. That would be bad. Yeah. Okay. Nice and pretty. Okay. So we get the vector axis value that pulls the vector of the player out. We get x and y out of that, and we ignore z. We just have your horizontal movement. We ignore vertical movement completely for this. Okay. So then we take that, we get the vector length. And that allows you to know, like, how fast you're moving, basically, as opposed to which angle you're moving. So, because it doesn't matter which angle you're moving for this. We take the absolute value of that because I was just being cautious during one of the debugging parts, and I don't know if I want to delete that and find out whether or not that is doing anything. So I'm just going to leave it there. But basically, yeah, we get the absolute value. And then that leads into an math equation. We take this number here, we throw in, this is just a number 10. We're assuming 10 ends up being a good number for the vertical movement. I wish I could grab your player movement and do some kind of math. Like if I could get your actual player movement speed, not like your current movement. This is just grabbing your current movement because it's your vector. If I could grab your actual movement speed, like your max, and then use that as a value here, then that would allow me to scale how fast you move up the ladder. Okay, so then basically this 10, but I end up having to do just 10. So like if you're playing infection and your infected mode, your infection like zombie, for example, is either extremely fast or extremely slow, it will move up the ladder at the same rate as everyone else, and that's a sort of a downside to these ladders. I considered grabbing this vector value and then multiplying it against something, and that would kind of give you a thing, but you're running into a wall, so your vector, because the ladders are vertical walls basically, and so your vector value is pretty much always going to be 0.1 or 0.2. So even if you scale your movement, your vector value at this point is 0.1 or 0.2. So for now, this is basically all I can do unless the Forge Lord goes and has his team. If the Forge team adds in something that allows me to track maximum player speed into the game mode, options or something like that, that would be perfect. But or if it just grabs your current player, if it's a player one, that'd probably be even better, because then if another script alters player movement speed, then it basically will still function here. It'll still scale here. But anyway, so these are two added. These both are added. So you get your vector length and you add 10 to it, so that it becomes basically 12-ish. We apply that to a new vector 3 that has 0x, 0y, and now has that as its z-axis movement. So basically, we apply it to upward momentum in a vector 3 that has not been applied to the player yet. And then we go into add vectors, which adds this vector back into your original vector. So we get your xy coordinate movement and we add it to your z coordinate movement. And that means that whenever we apply this to the player, it doesn't dump your horizontal movement the moment that we go up. If I dump your horizontal movement because I am using your horizontal movement, that means that you won't be moving at all. And so you won't be able to go up as fast, and then you won't be able to get up the ladder. So basically, I need that back in, and also you want to be able to move off of the ladder, so you need to have your horizontal movement. So this code needs to not be paralyzing you horizontally. So it adds those horizontal movement back in with the vertical movement, the z, the x and y back with the z, creates a new vector basically that is your then a full-blown XYZ, and adds that back into set velocity and set object velocity on both cases, and that's how you get your final velocity for how you're moving up the ladder. Up here, you get object velocity. That's the player object going into this. Get object velocity, get vector axis value. We're getting your XY value again, vector 3. And with a zeroed out. So really, this is once again exactly like this. And again, I could just do that. I could just clean it up by deleting this and feeding into here. And I think I will. Why not? I can just do this. Boom. That'll be fewer boxes, fewer nodes, and make this a little bit cleaner, a little easier to read for somebody who doesn't see it a video. So basically, we've got these, get your vector length, right? I could even grab from here technically. And feed that into, yeah, why not? We'll bring this up again. And I just lined it up, but we'll bring that up again and let it do that. I mean, it crosses over, so maybe that's not quite as clean. But, yeah, I mean, if they're following down this line, they'll see that go up there, and that'll make more sense. So we're comparing, I have a lot of number zeros, so I'm not going to mix those, like combine those. Anyway, we're comparing your current vector length against 0. And if your vector length is less than 0, which would mean that it's not equal to 0 or more. Actually, sorry, this should be greater. Hold on. If A is less than B, then continue. Oh, right, no. Yeah, sorry, saying that wrong. A, 0, is less than B, so this is B. If you are 0.01 or more, then this is going to come out as true. So that tells this branch you are moving. And that's important because if you're not moving, I don't want the script to fire, because what was happening was if you stood in the ladder and you triggered it once, it would start to loop, and it didn't matter if you were horizontally moving anymore. It like sort of just bounced you up and down and started to loop and do all this crazy stuff. And as it is right now, it actually keeps track of it. It keeps you where you are, and eventually you do fall. So that's, I think, one thing that's different from the ladders in Halo 2. But the thing about it is, though, that if I didn't, it was doing this jittery movement up and down and bouncingness, and that's not what we want either. So now all you have to do is sort of like keep your joystick slightly moving, and you'll kind of stay in place and stay on the ladder. But yeah, so then you apply this to this branch. So if it was, if that's not true, then it won't continue on. So this branch is important. And so actually, yeah, and that's all of it. So yeah, quick overview back over here. Introduces gets the player in the box, feeds up into here. This is, this logic finds out if you're looking at the ladder and up, or looking away from the ladder and down, because those are whenever it triggers. What did you think of my stuff on Twitter from yesterday? Oh yeah, no, that was awesome. I think I retweeted it. Or at least one of the things you did. I don't know if it was multiple. I definitely saw the one that I retweeted. I hope I didn't miss anything else. It was so late. For me, it was like 1 or 2 a.m. at that point, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." And I shared that one, but I didn't go any farther. Yeah, bots may have to take the ramp up the main gate. That's great to know. Yeah, exactly. Somebody's talking about making helms deep using my ladders, and that's pretty exciting. But like I was telling him, I don't know if bots are going to know how to use these ladders, because why would they? There's no logic for there's going to be a script here that takes control of you. There's logic for specifically grav lifts, but unless you can be like, if they add like some kind of logic that allows you to say there's a hub here that will move you up to this target location, allow you to put 2 nodes in, they'll tell you the bot this is a key location that will lead you here. They could do that, and maybe that's what jumping is. Maybe their jumping script does that. So I might be able to do that. I'm clicked away right now. I'm on Twitter, so I was trying to see if I could see your other stuff, just to be sure I'm not... Oh, well, Twitter just stopped functioning. But yeah. Okay, well, time to get out of bed, I suppose. It's 3 p.m. Yeah, where I am, it's 9 a.m. Well, 9:15 a.m. So, yeah. Well, we go off of... We're on, like, you know, East Coast, and we go off... Not full-blown East Coast, but yeah. But we go off California time because my wife is work from home for a company in California. So, everyone in my family... Like, my kids do, too. So, they sleep in a lot, and then... They do like homeschooling, so it's not a problem. And then so that's why I always have to get off around 11 to 12. Yesterday I think I went till 1, and just because I was coding the ladders, and I had Clint in the chat and he was helping me out. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So get the player up here. Gets whether or not they're looking at the ladder and up or down, or looking away and down. Down here gets the vector, their current vector on the horizontal axis, and then adds a new Z axis. These gate to make sure that all of this is prepared correctly, and then it feeds into the player's vertical movement. And actually, this is way fewer nodes than it was at the beginning because I deleted those, and yeah, it looks really nice now. Might even be able to move stuff around to take up less space, but I think it looks great. So yeah, that's how the ladder works, and I'm gonna move it down here today and build out this room so that we have a proper, place to put it. And yeah. So, okay. So today is going to be a lot lower. I'm usually a lot more chill. I was just really excited about those ladders. So I was, so you know that you've been to my stream before. But just in case anybody else has been to my stream, there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, you got to match your energy level later in the video to your energy level at the beginning of the video. And I think once I get into forging, though, it always drops my energy level a little bit. This lip down here needs to be adjusted. I mean, the lip is supposed to be there. The thickness is right. And I need to fix the thickness over here, and make like an actual like floor come out of there. I think I need to replace this block. It's not like this is a block that also is on the bottom, and I had gotten it just the right, shape, and then put it there. I'm probably gonna put a little ramp there. And then put a block underneath it so I can adjust the bases and make them all line up. But yeah, so we've got functional ladders in, I guess I'll use them real quick for anyone who joined a little later. And just to show off, you do need, like I said earlier, teleporters will screw you up your player location on the server, so it will not function properly for a second. But then it will eventually start to work just fine. Well, okay, that's weird. There we go. Now it's working. So it took a couple seconds for the server to catch up with where my player location is. And now it seems to be working perfectly. So again, this is how that code works. If you're looking down and toward it, it does not work. If you're looking up and away from it, it does not work. Those are those top gates. If I'm looking down, I can come up it. You see? And if I'm looking up and toward it, I can come up the ladder. And if I go up the ladder halfway and stop, I fall, which is unlike the ladders, I guess. So technically it's not one-to-one exactly, but that was just to make this movement smooth. Otherwise it's super jittery. I would love to have it just keep you there, but that's just not possible without something like a literal movement stopper. That's what the gravity was for. I was going to try to use gravity to make that not happen. Okay, so got my platforms down here. Okay, and we got to get this height. This is actually reverse height. This should be taller than that one, but these are not scaled ramps exactly. So now that I have this one, which is scaled perfectly off of over here, which I made second, like this ramp has the correct depth because this part lines up with this part with the floor. Basically, like, exactly. And this part, though, is not so much. I need to stand here. I need to get the floor height and apply it, and look at the at this height over here, so that I can really see. Whoop. And I think the ramp actually starts. Maybe I did measure that, and maybe they're just slightly off. I know that this room is too low. The problem is that if I raise the floor, it messes up this ramp. And I might just do that because it's getting to a point where this ramp ending here inside of this column is not as important as the rest of the building being correct. So if I leave this, if I make the ramp start a little to the left here, it will move all of the intolerances of the entire map to just here. And it would single out like every little tiny thing that I did wrong. What happened to my... Uh-oh. I deleted a block. A big angled slope here that I did not mean to delete. Or I moved it. Let's see if I moved it somewhere. It's floating out in the middle of nowhere somewhere. No, I must have hit the wrong button while I had it selected earlier. I actually scaled it into the building. And it's gone. Okay, all of the changes I made to the script brain are now not able to be undone. So that's annoying. I'm gonna have to put a new block in there. So basically it's just one of these. Duplicate it. It's really, really long. I need to bring it down here. And it snaps to that. Oh, come on now. There. And I just grab this and make it longer. Oh. Maybe it's not just that. Oh, right. It turned out to not be the same angle. Right. Okay. Come on now. That is still not right. One more 5-degree angle. There we go. So this is a, what is that? 55-degree angle. I have Blender open, so I was checking stuff like that in there. I just want to come up to that light any farther, and it will potentially clip outside the building through that wall right there. Which it's not, so that's right. Okay, cool. So now... gonna save the map after fixing that. And after making all those like slight, you know, cleanups on the ladder, I might have to re-upload the prefab for that because it didn't change any functionality. It was just to make it cleaner. So I don't really need to upload the new prefab, but for everyone else, it'll be a lot nicer to have that correct. Let's go ahead and go over to Halo 2 and move over to the ladder and see how it functions, and then look in that room because that's what I'm modeling off of. Just blow that up for fun. There we go. Okay, so it's so weird that you start with a plasma rifle in Halo 2 on this map. So as you can see, that floor is definitely higher than this one. That one's definitely lower. So that should be how it is over on the new version. And that does line up. Huh. So I have this, I know I have this floor at the correct angle because it, I went into Blender and I grabbed the floor polygons and copied them and moved them up here to the flat floor, and I flattened them out and watched how far I needed to rotate it to match the flat floor, and that gave me exactly how far to rotate it in my map to make it no longer flat at the correct angle. Just do the opposite of that rotation. So yeah, I think that I finally need to fix the room right here in my map, because the flooring here, like I said, as you can see, it starts to the left of this column. The column is lined up with this wall, which in mine it is. And so I think I'm just going to have to start it to the right of this column, like up here, because I need to raise this floor enough to make the ceiling no longer too high, because in my map it's too high. I don't like how tall this room is. as you can see. It's way higher. And then on top of that, it's messing up the ramps, which is messing up the platform, which is making this platform lower than that platform, which is not the desired design. So we have to go into that. We have to fix all that. So I got to select everything that's a floor here. I don't need to change anything about the walls, because if it clips down through the floor, anything that's lining up perfectly with the floor is not a big deal because to move, because if it clips down through the floor, that's not going to change anything. And if I after I get it raised up, all I need to do is scale that across to touch there, and that should solve my height. So only things like this column, which are, you know, like their location is tied to the floor, and this little deal, and the equivalent over here, all need to move up with my floor. And that should be everything, I believe. Yep. And then now I'm going to use this room. That's why I selected this one first, I believe, unless I selected one of the ramps first, but either way. And I'm going to use my mouse and keyboard, Control W, get rid of those magnets. I'm going to raise it up to be, I guess, this is where I need to tab out of the map and come back over here. See exactly how much taller one is than the other. It looked like, whoop, there's a ladder in Halo 2. And it looks like it is the thickness of this platform over here taller. But they are the same thickness between the two of them, which means that they're, yeah, okay. So, boom, yeah, so it is about, these are the wrong this one is the wrong thickness. I need to thin it out to match the other platform. So I'm going to line them up at the bottom and then thin it out from the bottom, and that should line them up perfectly like that, I believe. Oh wait, actually, I think it was that one. It could be on top of this one. You know what? This would be a lot easier in Blender to see. Well, it'll be kind of hard to get your... Whoop. It's not doing anything. There we go. Okay, so that was me checking a slope. Tab out of edit mode, so all those little lines disappear. If it will, tab out of edit mode. Ooh, it's Blender crashing. I'll be in and out. Okay, that sounds good. Oh wait, I see what you said. Okay, well, time to get... Oh, you said was thinking about picking up Cyberpunk since it's on sale right now for 25 euros. Did they fix it? That's the main thing to me. I did not pay attention to the you know, to the news on that, if they ever actually repaired it. I know they were working on repairing it, claiming they were going to repair it, but I'm not. I didn't even get it. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want this. Okay, I'm just going to extrude across here. Okay, so it clears that, basically altering the geometry of Waterworks to test the geometry of Waterworks. So it thoroughly clears the other side. So actually I want to move it up far enough that the bottom of the high side matches the top of the other side. Then whenever I scale it up, it'll clear it well enough to be the equivalent. I'm going to undo that and just undo the selection just to know that that didn't create a new polygon, because I don't want to confuse myself later. So now I'm going to drag this up to be roughly in line, that corner to this corner. Technically this is thinner horizontally than this one is, so it would go farther up, but that looks to be about right. So I can, you can actually move around while you're in move mode. In mouse and keyboard, there are a lot of ways the mouse and keyboard controls are way better than controller controls on Halo Infinite's Forge. So if you have the ability to plug a USB mouse and keyboard into your console, I'm pretty sure they still function. I want to say that's true, and I want to say you can use mouse and keyboard while playing the game on console as well, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why you might notice that Halo Infinite's menus do not have a gate for blocking out PC players. Like you can't turn off cross console, you can turn off cross peripheral. So you can only play, like you can make it to where you're not playing against mouse and keyboard players, but you can't make it to where you're not playing against PC players. And that's some people complain about that because PC players have an easier time modding their, the game with hacks, and that is a fair point. I use PC myself, but that is a fair point. I think I want to do the same thickness as over here, so whatever this thickness is 12.3. Just copy it. Doesn't really matter what the number is, so much as, what matters is that my new one's number is the same. And it's a different, I've got to rotate it in a weird angle so that they don't match up. Okay, there we go. So this should be the actual height difference and should be corrected. And the reason that height difference is there is because they get soared on that side of the map, and that side of the map is more easily accessible by one of the bases. And so because they get a sword on their side, these guys have height advantage. They can shoot at them, and if that person goes to jump across here, at least in Halo 2, you could end up hitting your... Oh, wow. There you go. Yeah, you can hit your head on the ceiling whenever you go to jump across this gap. So the sword person could very easily get themselves killed. I might have to... this is not part of the map. I'm just using it to get up here. I might have to remove this and use a railing and then... or a smaller triangle, and then combine it with a railing, because I know I need... Oh, jeez. Yeah, let's just crouch up this ramp now. Oh, hey! The ceiling in here is perfect. Look at that. That just goes to show how good my measurements are everywhere else. Like this becoming perfect means that all my ramps and my ramps going down that way and everything like that is perfect. This is going to be... Wow, it's going to come up to here, though. Something about this ramp is wrong. I might just change the angle of this ramp to make it less terrible. Like this is going to be awful. I did check the angle of this ramp whenever in Blender, and it is 19 degrees. It's a 19-degree slope. So it shouldn't be doing this. Let's see. Let's move, not that, this. Yes, that's a perfect location. Okay. If I rotate all of these, snap to, we'll do 5 degrees, and do that. What'll it do? It'll overkill. It'll do overkill. So I need to actually just do... It's going to be less than... Ooh, that's not what I want. Less than 5 degrees off. Let's see. What does that do? Okay, so that's 4 degrees. It's going to one spot. I'm going to go to half a degree and go one more up, and that will bring it to that spot, which kind of makes them look right. Maybe I just... It's possible, though, whenever I was doing that angle and trying to get to 19, that I was going... That I went down instead of up, or if I went 5 more once, or if I accidentally went down by 5 instead of 1 at one point, then I might have messed that up. But this actually... I need to fix that gap, obviously. But this feels more correct. And you can hit the ceiling there and that's actually right. I might even be able to raise the ceiling now, which is good because this is thicker than it's supposed to be, so that I could make the ceiling closer to normal. And I definitely need to raise these up because they're goofy. You're not supposed to have to crouch down this. And then they also have sword over there. That would just be hilarious. It's like, yeah, no, this team just, fuck you. It's just, nope, you don't get... You power slide down there. Honestly, that would be a really cool feature of a map, is to have an area that you crawl through, but then power sliding works better. The floor matches up pretty good. You're not going to notice that difference, that misalignment, and it's going to be a little bit different in about 2 seconds. So I need to go this way, turn on snapping. There's a center point right there. It's not wanting to snap to the right place, I think. Yeah, definitely not snapping to the right place. No, don't do that. Okay, realign. And then you never panic with these. Oop, that's not what I want to do. Realign. You just go and fix it. So now we need to fix it and find that correct angle. So we're at 45 degrees. This is going to be interesting because we're going to be able to find out exactly where I put it. Is it 15 degrees? Okay, so this one is 14 degrees. No, it's 15 and a half. Right. I went down to... Yeah, I went down to half a degree and went up. So this is... What the heck? No. There we go. This is 14 and a half degree angle. That's interesting. And I need to fix it. Okay. So the ladders, I already showed off the ladders for anybody. And then I'm going to get into, let's see, turn off. So if you're here for the ladders, I already showed them off. That was the beginning of the stream. I'm going to make another video, by the way. Let's see. Make another video, Aaron. Like the one that I did on what do you call it? Twitter last night. Except I'm gonna use it to showcase the ladders in their full. Oh, I see what's happening. I'm not set to. Okay. I'm not set to world anymore. That's what's going on. Let's see. I wonder if that will change how they snap. Snapping is such a weird... Like, it's so... like, iffy. Can I, like, just snap it to something and then move it to the left, maybe? Snap it to something that works? Come on now. Like, just the block there would be great. Okay. This is kind of infuriating. That's not centered, is it? That is centered. Hey, it's finally snapping to something of value. Okay. And then I'm going to go over here and use the mouse and keyboard. Because, and like I said, you should be able to use mouse and keyboard on your console. If you're watching me, just keep that in mind. That it's actually not too hard to do what these things that look like they're only for PC. I believe you can just plug a USB mouse and keyboard into there, which you can probably get for like $10 from like a thrift store or something like that if you don't have an extra. That is not what I wanted to do. Oh, jeez. Wait, oh wait. I thought it was not in the right spot. Interesting. Apparently it was. Get out of that. And then I think I probably just bugged it out, so I need to fix it. Okay, there we go. That should work. So now we have this. Oh, why does that poke out? Okay. Where's my scale? Oh, right. I need to switch where I'm... There we go. And then I can... Why is it scaling in both directions? It's scaling in on both sides. Why is it doing that? Did they do an update? What? Did they do an update? And change something? Interesting. Okay, there's an update that changes how scaling works. Apparently scaling was broken before, and they made an update. Apparently it wasn't supposed to function the way that it was functioning before. Oh boy, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, that's interesting. And it's just the scaling tool, I presume. I hope that didn't throw off every single object that's been scaled already. Yeah, I don't see any other issues. That one block was messed up. Everything else seems to be fine. Got everything else working great. Okay. Yeah, so that one little scaling issue on that one, it was poking out. And when I went to rescale it, and it scaled from the center on both sides. And every single time I've used it in the past, it only goes on the side that you have, that your little, you know, ZX, I mean, you know, 3D cursor, like, or indicator, is pointing. So then it moves your object to match the new side on that side. And I actually really liked that. I thought that was really intuitive. But this works fine. This is an okay change, I suppose. But man, that's kind of blew my mind just now. Let's see. Okay, so that means that if I do this, is this going to scale from the top and the bottom? Because if so, I kind of don't like that. No, it didn't. Why did that one block do it? What? Maybe they didn't change it? Okay, I don't know, man. That's so weird. I'm going to go over into Halo 2, make sure these roofs are right. But, like, geez, that is so weird. I did not expect to just be running into something so silly. Oh, whoops. There we go. That was, like, straight up a bug, I guess. That's all I can think. Man, I should have moved these ceilings up with it so I wouldn't have to move them up afterward. Because now snapping them might be a pain. But let's see. Snap. There. Perfect. Never mind. No pain. The tools functioned as intended. So snapping to 1/2 inch. That should be there. Here we go. Even the snapping tool is functioning as intended. You look at the block, and it moves that block. Or you look at the little square, and it moves. It snaps to that square. So this is cool. I might end up having to tweak the width of these, because now they feel short, even though they are correct. So that means that they actually are too wide. They only appear to be short, but in reality, they are the same. But the vibe of them is wrong, and that's what's throwing them off. But that just means I need to bring them in. This middle piece looks a little bit wide anyway, so yeah, if I just grab this triangle and this side and move it in after grabbing this, yeah, that should work. Whoop, I didn't mean to ping. Oh, do I still have that? I have a script brain all the way down there. Let's go delete it. That was part of the tests for the ladder. Did I already delete it? Oh no, there it is. This one right here. And all it does is when you ping, it decreases your... it's supposed to decrease your gravity, but one of the times that I edited it, I accidentally made it increase your gravity to 1,000. It's supposed to be negative 1,000, which is the maximum. And that was just a silly little thing like ping, and then woo! Flying up into the air. By the way, what do y'all think? Should I make it to where whenever you're playing on this map, well, this one, the 1-to-1 version, I suppose, I'm going to keep the vehicles exactly as they were in Halo 2, but in my retool, my glow-up version of the map, where I change up the bases a little bit to expand on them, to make them, to fix the only major flaw in Waterworks. Wait, what is it doing now? Look, that's clipping. Why is it only clipping on one side? Does that mean my rotation on this thing is wrong? What is it doing? Nope, don't want to put it there. Okay. There is so much wrong with this thing right now. I don't understand what happened with this ramp. It's just this one. Whenever I did the undo button, you don't think it messed with my ramp's location, do you? Yeah, that's the wrong angle. It's got a gap down here. Okay, so that's why it was clipping. Okay, I guess I will fix it. Switch this to 45 degrees. Whoop. Okay. This way. No. Oh, wait. I need to switch to this one. There we go. And actually, I need this to be... Let's see. 30. Then we'll back it up by 50. No, not 15. 5. And see where we're going. Go back. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that probably would have fixed it without having to rescale the ramp. But, or rather, without having to drag it over to the side. So now we got a gap down here. Apparently, that's all it was. So it wasn't a system update. Or, well, okay, still don't know about the scaling thing. The scaling thing was definitely weird. And didn't make any sense. And I wonder if, whenever they do that thing, whenever they rotate in that weird angle, if that causes a bug that changes how scaling works. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, okay. Now we've got this. Oh, I should have moved this up with the other part, but that's okay. Because it's just snapped to there, I believe, was its location before. And again, this is now really low. So I think I am going to have to remove that. The height here is correct. I might thin out this to raise the roof here and thin out the side walls. Let's see that scaling work like normal. Yeah, no, it's working like normal. I have no idea what made it do that before. Put this into the middle. Give me my 45 degrees so I can turn things around easier. Do that. Turn this around. Bring it back up. That angle is not... Need to go a little different than half to get this one right. Okay, which means I just need to delete this. Nope, wrong button. Delete that. Duplicate that. Around 45 degrees so I can turn that around easy. And then snap it to here, I believe. Hold on. What am I looking at? Yeah, that's not right. So snapping it to here makes it kind of have that graphical issue. I should be able to snap it to... let's see. Where's my... Oh, okay. I changed the length of it. Okay. And actually, I'm also going to have to change the depth of this anyway because now it's all the way out here, and that's not right either. So let's do that. I guess I'll just sort of rebuild this whole area because this is now totally wrong on the depth. And I need to move them. I think it's too wide as well because I had to thin up the walls. I don't know why I'm doing it at this low speed at this point. Sunk cost fallacy is telling me to keep going. Okay, so now I'm going to objects. Okay, and now I'm going to bring this up. So I can just make it just right. There we go. Turn this around. Scale it this way. Yeah, but I'm so excited about those working ladders. Like, that was a lot of work. Well, I feel like it was a lot of work. I guess it was only like a couple hours. And it's going to pay off a lot having that prefab. And honestly, prefabs in general, like, prefabs in general are going to make, like, that alone is going to drastically elevate all the qualities, like, every quality of every Forge map. Like, for real. If you, like, if you can just copy everything you need, everything you've made, you know, and, you know, just put it in any map you need when you need it. That's, like, actually kind of mind-blowing for anyone who's been in Forge for this long. You know, since Halo, you know, 3. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to rescale the duplicate. I'm going to snap it to where the original is. And then I'm going to delete the original. Because I don't want to lose its positioning and have to reposition it. That would just take time. And I don't know that I have a snap point other than doing this. This creates a snap point for me. So then I can take this, and I can move it over. Let's use the mouse keyboard because I just scaled the thing. That's not what I want to do. I'll do that. Okay, and then just there. And then over here, do the same thing. Just grab it and drag it in. Touch it just there. And that should fix it to where the slopes are all correct. Depth is still not right. I think this was like this before. I had not fixed the depth of these. Oh. Hello? No. Incorrect. Okay, this needs to be moved. I don't know when I snapped this wrong, but it is the wrong height. That might have been like that for a while. No, don't. That. There we go. And then this one as well. Interesting. I don't know when that was introduced. Must be a height thing. I probably was fixing something at some point. Whoop, did that again. Tab out of that. Okay. Or left bumper out of that. Used to, Blender. Okay, so these are not touching the floor anymore. And they need to be. Because I need to use them to snap those other little blocks. Also having that little scrape on the corner there looks really nice. So yeah, and we're gonna just duplicate that, bring it over here, snap it to that block. No, that snapped it to that block. I don't want it to snap to that block. That's weird. Give me the right spot, please. I guess I'm going to have to do that. And then adjust its depth a bit. There we go. Fix that. Okay. Oh, jeez. Flying all over the place. And then I can select this one and delete it. I can select these. Bottom one first. Might make the magnets work better. It's a scaling can affect the magnets. So if you have something that's really big that won't snap to anything, if you scale it down, sometimes that fixes it. Also, if you select objects in a specific order, the first one you select is considered the control object, basically. And that's going to be the one that that controls the snapping a little bit as well. And I believe that means that you should always select the object that is the size, the scale that you want to snap to. Like if you want to snap to something big, like this big old chunk here, then you select, and you want to move this whole building, for example, up to it, then you would select something like this, which is similar in scale, first, rather than selecting something tiny like this. And that should make the snapping tool like function a little bit better. Okay, yeah, this door looks nice. This is correct. I've been agonizing over this room and its height, and the height of this little ground here for days now. And I'm about to have to agonize over a little bit more because this side is going to get in the way. I'm going to need to adjust this thing because there's a cave entrance right across from there, and there's no room for the doorway because this thing's in the way. But I already knew that this thing is too thick somehow, and I need to like sort of just thin it out, and at the same time, like, it's way too wide. And on top of that, once I make it thinner side to side, it's probably going to then look too tall, and then I'm going to be able to bring it in, because right now it's sort of like to scale. But if I have to thin it out, which I know I have to because I compared this to Halo 2, once it's thinned out, the whole thing will be easier. The annoying part is how challenging these were to put in place. This piece right here that made this angle so nice, and this thing too. This thing was a pain in the ass, and it pokes out like that, but it's going to go inside of a cliff wall, so it's not a big deal. But it's the only way to get this angle, because they don't have trapezoids, I think it's called. The basically a D4 die. They don't have that shape at all in the game yet. It's an oversight, to be sure. I actually need to ask. I was meaning to tweet at ForgeLord and ask him about that. I'll do that as soon as the stream is over, if I can remember to do it. Or I guess I could do it right now. Let's do that right now so I don't forget. I might have ADHD. I have never been diagnosed, but I might have ADHD, and I would be prone to forget this if I don't do it right this second. Twitter is not functioning at all. Let's see. ForgeLord. Tweet at him. Anyway, I want to make sure it's called trapezoid before I say it. Trapezoid. Let's see. Oop. Come on now. Like, this is something that was in Halo 3, I believe. I'm not sure why. No, it's not. A trapezoid is not the word I was looking for. Jeez. A trapezoid is just a square, but the shape's wrong. Yeah, okay, let's see. Triangle. How about what shape is a D4? I cannot think of the name right now. Let's see. A D4 die shape. The traditional D4 is very pointy and looks like a pyramid, but it's not. So yeah, each side is an identical equilateral triangle. Tetrahedron, that's the word. Tetrahedron. I should have known tetra was going to be involved. Duh. Here, let's see. Let me go back to resume here, and actually I want to see, what I'm trying to see is, in the Halo design set, I don't think there is one. It would probably be in ramps, and just to show what I mean, there's not this. Let's see, hold on. I need to change my angle. Okay, this one's not. No, 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 no. This is the closest thing to it, and it's not one because one of its sides is 4, and that makes it a pain in the ass to scale. That's not it. No, 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 no. No, we looped. Yeah. Let's see, so let's go back up here. Halo design set ramps. Let's see. I'm going to get a screenshot of this and explain that this is the only way to solve getting this angle. As is. I need to do it from this, probably this angle, so that you can see that it's all of these. And screenshot. Took a second to load up. Gonna go over here and upload that screenshot. Can I just drag it? Let's see. Haven't actually done this on Twitter before, I don't think. Where you just drag it? Yes, yes you can. This is the only solution to get this angle. Fortunately, that protrusion will be inside a cliff for me. But a tetrahedron would be nice. Okay, and then also going to, can I also add another picture? Let's see, I want to find a picture of a D4. I wonder if it's not supposed to be in the game already. But was not added to the game at all. I know, it's riveting seeing me sit here and do this. Can't seem to, so here we go. Basically, a D4. Okay. Oh. Whoop. Hey, Forge is apparently trending in video games. Okay, so that's done. I tweeted out about my ladders last night, so that's cool. Let's go back to the stream, though. Oh, I've got no viewers now. That's understandable. I went away to Twitter for a moment. I just really needed to do that before I forget. Let's see. So, up here... Oh, no, why can you do this? What the hell? That's not supposed to be... That's not supposed to happen. Okay. What is this slope? Oh, it's that one. Okay. Well, let's drag this back up. Let's see. Oh, nope, that's not what I want to do either. There we go. Jeez, why did it... Oh, don't do that. Jeez. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, well, we have to reset. No! Deselect. God damn. Okay. I swear, sometimes Forge. That's not what I want to do. Undo. Okay. Gotta change the pivot location. Then reset, and then I can pull it out of the ground. Rotate it. Oh, okay. I think I've got to rotate it like that. The light actually stayed in position, it appears, which is a miracle. And then this one just has to do that, which is another miracle. This one needs to turn all the way around after. Let's see. And this one needs to turn around like that. Okay, cool. Okay, everything is fixed. Here we go. Okay. So that should have changed the height. No, I definitely can still get up there. Okay, so I need to change all of this height again. I probably didn't do it far enough. Yeah, that's not doing it. Okay. Okay, that's correct. That is how Waterworks in Halo 2 works. Okay, so then we're going to scale it down again to touch the floor. And do that over here too, and I'm not just going to duplicate it this time because that was actually quicker. There we go. I know I dumped all my viewers basically going into Twitter. Off screen at that. But yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, so let's go back to Halo 2. Nope. There we go. Let's see. Tab back over here. There we go. Okay. I think I need to turn this around, but I need it to be centered there. Turn it around. Then I can grow it out a little bit. Is that the correct width? Let's see. Yes, that's correct. However, this needs to be snapped over here. Oh, what? Oh, you know what? That should have been obvious. This needs to be scaled as well. This one here needs to be scaled in. And get that. And now it should snap to that corner and be perfect. Okay, cool. Very good. Okay, and this thing. Needs to be a little bigger now to make the correct portions, which I think means that this side needs to be larger as well. You know what? That's probably not necessary, because if I undo that, then I believe what actually needs to happen is that this wall needs to get thicker. Which wall is this? Is this my big ol' outside wall? That's my triangle. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I can make that thicker. Right? Yes. Yes, I think I can. Oh, no, I can't. Okay, so I can add a block there to create that side wall, because this needs to be, I mean, it doesn't need to be perfect, but I sure as hell want it to be. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it right. And go through all the trouble to make the map. Gotta make sure that map is perfect. Rather just not even get into Forge than make a, imperfect version of Waterworks, right? Okay, so this will trim off that much. And that should trim off the wrong amount. Yeah, I think originally it was right. This is perfect. Okay, now I select this, that. I drag them out, I line them up, and I snap them in position. And that is finally correct. It also kind of fixes this. So this gap was going to be wrong. And now it's fixed. I actually had this sorted one of the times before the bug hit that caused me to lose all my save data. But yeah. Unfortunately, it is no longer there. It was a pain in the butt to make originally. So I was so demoralized, I just didn't remake it yet. I was like, I'll do that again later. It'll be a new adventure if I wait long enough. All over again, new adventure all over again if I just wait long enough. But if I do it now, it's going to be a pain in the butt. Let's see, here we go. Ooh. Man. Forge mode is so cool. Let's see. What is poking through here? I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to find out. Oh, it's this. It's because I brought it too far. Okay, I see. That slope is good. I had it in a position where these lined up. I don't know if that's going to be possible anymore. Let's see. If I do it this way, will it move down? Hey, I can. Let's line up those textures then. Perfect. Like flawless. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Bring this up to the top. Ah, not flawless. I'm gonna have to readjust it. So that's not poking through anymore? No, it still is. I need to adjust the walls of my tunnel to match it now instead of the other way around, because I'm going to scale these out to touch there, and not the other way around, because this is just, yeah, this must be exactly as it is, so. But the height is right, which means I can finally come over here, adjust this thing's height, and make it perfect. Okay, so here we go. Bring this up. I think there's a snap. Nope, we're not going to trust that snap. And turn off the snap, just do it with mouse and keyboard. Actually, I'm going to do this. That way it's only jacked up on the inner corner and doesn't create as much of a dividing line between the upper wall and the bottom wall visually. That means I can select this and actually add some more scratches to here. Let's see. That just creates that dividing line again. Okay, I'll just leave that as is then. Okay, and then these all need to get moved up now. Do they need to be moved up, or do they need to be... Yeah, they can all just be moved up. Okay, cool. Wow, that is literally everything. Okay, so... Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to undo what I just did a little bit. Do this, and line it up. That way, That way it'll, there. There, now whenever I move everything else up, it will... Alright, we're not going to start there. We're going to start here so I can snap it easier. Then I'm going to select everything in here. That wall, that one, that one, that one, that one, light. Don't just want to drag select because I'm afraid I would select more than I intend to. Why is... Okay, never mind. That lines up. I'll do that. I'll do it here. And this one. No, wait. This one doesn't need to be grabbed. Let's see. Didn't grab that one. That's important. I didn't grab that one either. Okay. Let's save it before I mess everything up. Snap. That should be it. What did I miss here? There's something sticking through it. Oh, this is... I see. I missed this. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, this room is now perfect. Everything that I was having trouble with before is solved. Save it. Okay, so I need to fix this side, though. It's not perfect, because I need to fix this side to match this side. So what I need is find out... I need this one. I need to go all the way up to the top and get the thinnest scale, Control C, so that I can do this, Control V, and then I need to, I can select these two. Well, actually, let's duplicate this first. Ah, flying all over the world. Yep, that snaps to the right place, I believe. Yeah, it's clipping into this. Okay, so now we can select that, 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 and that, and hopefully this doesn't cause any trouble. Oh, it's gonna cause trouble. Damn it. Okay, this one. Needs to flip around. Actually, I can just delete it. Duplicate that one. Ah. Slow your roll there. There, perfect. Okay, now let's grab this. Once again, all of these, and drag them over. Try to use that snap point. That is not the snap point I told you to try to use. Ooh, that's not what I want either. Why is it not using the snap point that I want it to use? Okay, it was using it before, so let's try and reselect all of these in different order. Perfect. Yep, see, there you go. If you're having trouble with your snapping, reselect everything in a different order. That will drastically improve your situation. Man, I don't know why, but my stream's viewership just suddenly plummeted earlier and then never came back. That's strange. Maybe it's because I'm doing boring stuff. I don't know. But let's see. It's probably because I keep on having to do the same areas like this. Having to rebuild stuff. Like, I've rebuilt this like 4 times, some of which was on stream. It's pretty infuriating. What is that? What is clipping through the wall right now? Oh, it's the wall. It's clipping through the wall. And that is because it is... I had to move it up. What's going on with this seam? I don't know what's up with this. I don't know how this got here. Shouldn't be like that. Uh-oh. It's worse. No, don't do that. Okay, it's not deselecting all. Okay, here we go. This thing. Is it off? Shoot. Don't tell me they're both off. I don't think it's a rotation thing. I can actually check the yaw. Yeah, no, these are all exact angles. There's nothing wrong with it that's small enough to be a problem. So that means that this slope and that slope are off for some reason. I need to do this one first so that I can get my widget on screen. Here we go. Okay. No. There we go. No. Still not quite right. A little bit more to go. No, I selected them in the wrong order that time. Gotta select that one first, then this one. How does this keep on happening? Is there a gap this way? Oh, okay. So I've got them lined up now. The gap, there's a gap here. Okay, solved. Great. Fantastic. I just gotta get this thing through. Basically just fine-tuning everything at this point. But, you know, well, not really. I mean, I've got to build out the whole bottom. But I was fine-tuning all that in the tunnel. Okay, so that thing's poking through now. Whoops. It's a little fast. Give myself vertigo. Not really, but, you know, whatever. Okay. So scale here. And then that's going to throw off my textures. And I want my textures. I really like that I had that lined up. So let's scale it down this way. Line them back up. And perfect. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we need to get this area built out. Gonna hop over to here. And I need to put a triangle. I'm gonna need a triangle there. Upside down. Let's see. Good one would be probably here. Duplicate that. And move it over. That'll be a good spot, good place to start. Flip it over, put it in here like this. I'm going to grab that in a second and start arranging it. But for now, wait, no, I want it the other way around. That was the point of it being a triangle. Is to get that slope. And actually, the slope that I need is it's this one. So if I turn on snapping and snap it to somewhere on here, preferably there, I can then use this other slope, the ceiling, as my scale, as my angle chest. There we go. So as long as it disappears all at the same time, I've got it at the correct angle. And there we go. So then, bring it over here, bring it back down, turn off scaling, and I will, or snapping I mean, and I'll put that in here soon. Oh, it should go to here, actually. There's literally the roof is lined up with the bottom of that angle there. Yeah. So this continues on down this way. All the way to the bottom of it, which is here. Bring that back to there. And then this will snap somewhere onto that. That is probably not how far it's supposed to go. Oh wait, no, that's silly. It goes there. And then, oh wait, oh no, it's a vertical line. I need to get a, let me think. I did this earlier, where, I know I couldn't figure this out. No, I could. I couldn't figure out how to do this one. For some reason. There was something about this that eluded me. And, yeah. I think probably could have done something like this properly, but I don't know. Anyway. This one hopefully will not elude me because I would really like that vertical slant. Might be... Nope. Yeah, I'm going to need to go ahead and duplicate it and give it a try. Let's see. If we bring this in all the way, or as close to all the way as we can get for now, I believe... Okay, we need... I think that what we need for this is... So we can't just like snap it and rotate it because then its angle will be wrong. Like the obvious would be to go, you know, something like that or whatever, and that will make it no longer align and things will poke through each other. So instead, we need to make... Okay, this is a right angle. The other one wasn't a right angle, so that's going to make this a lot easier. So the one that I had trouble with was hard because it was a right angle. I believe... Okay, so which of these is going to need to be our front versus our side? I think it's going to need to be like this. No, not like that. That's how we had it originally. Probably like this. And yeah, this should work. Obviously it's not properly lined up. If that is correct, yeah. Okay, so what we can do with this is I can line it up with the ceiling like that. Is this right? No, wait. need to bring it way thinner. Okay, line it up with the ceiling, and then I can scale it in its two directions to sort of get it to come... Nope, not that one. Okay, hold on. There. Let's see. Scale it this way. No, that's still sticking through. Jeez. Okay, so the triangle side needs to be here. Duh. So I need this to be world. I need to go to 45. I need to snap it this way. And it needs to be like, oh yeah, like this. But like this. And then it needs to do that. And my angle there needs to be a rotation. That's how... No? Oh, right. Let's see. Go to object. Oops. Turn it around. I think I need to just reset my rotation. And then I'm close here. Basically, I need that to be inside the wall. So that, yeah, okay, I see what's going on. Okay. So let's keep this rotation for now. What's happening now? Okay. Please keep your rotation circles the same. Thank you. Okay, now. To line up there. And I want this line to line up here. And then I want this. Okay. So this will tell me how much I need. Oh, no, I don't need to line up with that. I need that to be vertical. Okay. So, if I don't... Okay, here we go. Yeah. I was in object rotation, and that was confusing things, I think. I think I was expecting it to work in, you know. Okay, hold on. Okay, we're getting close. Needs to come out this way for sure. Become more flush. Needs to come this way. And it would need to come this way. And then it's still protruding, which means we need to scale it differently. Is this the correct? No. So where's the scale coming from? Scale is coming from... Okay, we need to scale it. Okay. Just the x-axis here. Okay. And then we can rotate this way and this way. So you've got to line up that corner there and use this as the slope. It's suddenly all coming together. Hell of a lot better than it was a minute ago. I think that I'm going to need to be a little bit of a weird angle, but it's going to still look good. Okay, so this is a slope problem. This to half measure. Getting close. Real close. It's not going to be exactly perfect. It's going to have a bit of a flange out, but that'll be fine because whenever that's on both sides, it'll actually kind of look cool. Like an inviting opening, you know? So that should be good. Do wonder if it lines up the floor. Pretty well. It doesn't quite line up perfectly there, though. So what I would think to do is to stretch this to there. And then all of that stuff is going to clip inside the wall. So it won't be a problem. It'll be all hidden, all buttoned up nicely inside a ceiling and a wall. Speaking of the ceiling, let's check out where that goes. It comes out straight out of there, comes out like that, into a light. 2 lights to be precise. So what we need is to grab a light. I think that I'm going to use I'm not going to use one of these. I think I'm going to grab a new fluorescent light and use it, because sometimes I use fluorescent lights and sometimes I use, you know, just colored luminant objects. Duplicate. It always messes up the light itself. Let's see, turn off magnets, drag it over here. So the light is immediately after there, but there is a bit of a buffer. So the buffer is going to stay. This flat buffer is going to stay on this side. I don't need to turn it around or anything. Let's see. And then turn on magnet. Get my buffer. Get everything working. I am going to see about fixing this in rotation. 45 degrees, just to make that look how that's supposed to look. And that shows me exactly how much that slope above is actually in fact clipping through. So I cannot use it to do what I'm using it for. I have a rail there and it here, and I was ready to delete it at any time I needed. And now is that time. Now is the hour. Riders of Rohan. Actually, it just doesn't need to be that far. It's not visible anywhere else. That means it'll become shallower. But will it be a problem here? I don't think so. It used to probably be a problem to have scaled it, but I scaled everything else in the room. I made that whole floor higher, so this should be fine. Being like this. Pretty far. And then snapping into position. And then let's see how it works before I go worrying about that clipping issue. Yeah, that's high enough. I think. Let me make sure there's a higher area of this room. Yeah, we'll go a little higher. I definitely don't need it to be this low. In fact, we'll go as high as we can. Just keep scaling it. Sorry. Alright, we'll just keep scaling it until it works out. Okay, so we need to scale a little more. A little bit back down. So we need our sidewall. There we go. And it got rid of the clipping issue because apparently I snapped it to the correct location this time. We can select this one and delete it. Select this one, duplicate it. It's probably behind me. Yep. I think that's where it goes, but then this I scaled earlier because it had been... It's kind of confusing, to be honest. Because I'm pretty sure... Oh, that's not necessary anymore. Where are you snapping? There we go. That's what I want it to be. Let's see if there's a gap down here now. No, it cleared the gap. Yeah, I scaled it before I rotated it earlier and messed it up apparently. Okay, there we go. So that's fixed. That's fixed. Now we can properly leap across this gap without hitting our head on it. And we can design the ceiling to hit your head on it as, you know, you'd expect it to, like from Halo 2. Okay, so let's see. Looking at this now. Is where that slope comes in. Where the slope is actually snapped to here. Oh, now we can see. Now we can see where I messed up. This is not perfect. It needs to go down to 1 degree again and snap. Do it again. Snap. One more time. And snap. Nope, okay. I see. Need to go back to there. There we go, now that's going correctly. And then, what is it doing? Now. That's not what I wanted. Oh, right. It's about this rotation. It's a rotation issue. There we go. Okay, so I gotta go half measures again. And they say you should never do half measures. Should never work in half measures. And those people's houses fall down. Alright, here we go. So now this thing needs to have itself scaled in. Or no, it needs to be snapped back to there. Except we are going to move it just a hair out to get rid of that little effect there. And we're also going to bring that scratch down. Geez, that scratch level's high. Scratch amount, let's bring that real low, possibly to 0. Well, Okay, let's drag it just... Come on now, just a hair. Okay, well. I have no idea where the camera just put me. Okay, here we go. Oh, dear Lord. Where did that thing go? You want to snap to there, please? Alright, that looks good. It's actually kind of working now that there's no scratches. That was the problem. Pretty clearly. Okay, so now we've got that all lined up. I can now... Oh man, duplicating this to the other side is going to be a pain in the butt, I think. Well, maybe not, because I'm just going to have to rotate a lot. But then this one's going to be able to go over here easily. Like this is just a right angle. So, object. 45 degrees. And snap. Should put it into position. That did not. Let's see. There we go. Nope. Let's bring it this way, shall we? There we go. Now I don't want to select that one, I want to select the littler one. So we go inside of it and then select. Then should grab this smaller one. I did not do that, I was inside the ceiling. I need to go inside of it and hit select. Oh, I didn't hit select, I hit deselect all. Here we go. I did it again. Okay. If you're inside of something, it typically selects that thing. There we go. Now I can delete that. And then go with a... Oh, I see what happens. I see what's happening, yeah. This needs to be... that. It needs to be moved on... Ah, man, the slope. So I just need to bring it down. No. Okay, I need to figure out. Okay, so I first need to... It snaps to the correct length this way. So now, I need to go in here and turn off magnets and slide it over to here. Then I need to slide it down to there. Then I need to slide it this way to there. Actually, that last... Oh, jeez, come on. To there, down. Let's see, it didn't go right about that way. Why is it grabbing two angles at a time? I'm not trying to do that. Okay, here we go. Now that should be correct for the ceiling. And this one, let's see, just needs to be, nope, needs to be flipped over, turned, and then scaled vertically. Because I need that in the ceiling. Don't need to have any weird scratches on it, so that looks good. Kind of wish this looked a little nicer, but not really much I can do about that. Unless I could... Yeah, no, it'll protrude from out here if I do anything else. If it was going into a block, like an actual, like, something right here that continued out, if the ceiling wasn't raised, basically, then I could have it clip into that object and finish it out, but then I could just, you know, finish out the whole triangle like that, like normal. So I feel like whatever happens, this needs to have no scratches because that's making a seam. It still might need to just be this. Still needs to be moved just a hair out. Ooh, almost had it, and then I too far. Perfect. And of course, I'm sure that I'm doing something wrong. I'm about to find out. How does this scaling look? Yep, it's going to scale this side and not that side. And I don't have this to scale yet. So now I need to do all of that but line it up on this side and not on this side. Brilliant. Simply brilliant. Okay, so this needs to snap. Where does this snap to? Right there? Okay, cool. So I can delete this. And grab this one, duplicate it, and bring it up here. Turn on snapping, and snap it to here. That should work perfectly. Give me my depth. Now, after that, grab this, duplicate it, bring it over here, and flip it around. And snap it to the middle there. And snap it to the middle there. There we go. And then I will bring it up. Go into the ceiling. Oh wait, it's already... I forgot that's going to be longer. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to select this one, duplicate it, bring it over here. And find a good spot for it. Let's see. There we go. Let's go inside of it again. To the distance. And delete. It's a trick. Tips and tricks that you learn. So yeah, this thing is going to scale. Oh wait, I might be able to. Yeah, no, scaling doesn't have world camera and it just has an object scaling. Okay, so we need to be able to move it. I guess it's in the right position, except that I need to slide it to the left. I need to go a little bit down too, but basically if I slide it all the way up to the left and touch it there, yeah, that should work. Yeah. So turn off magnets, grab it, slide it over here. Man, this feels like using Blender so much that I tend to try to use, like, it's close enough to an actual 3D modeling program that I tend to accidentally use hotkeys. Like whenever I try to duplicate stuff, I'll use Shift D instead of Control D. And this uses Control D with the mouse and keyboard. But of course, Shift D comes from Blender. And so I'm sitting there like, yeah, I'll just go ahead and Shift D, duplicate, and then nothing happens. And I'm like, oh right, this is Forge, not Blender. This isn't a 3D modeling program, it's just a really, really elaborate world builder. Allows you to sort of build out 3D models. Like, I mean, this is probably 3 times more polygons than it needs, because every single block is probably being covered on 2 or 3 of its, 6 sides. But, so it doesn't really need that many. But that's okay. So this is it's gonna cover up all that. It's gonna hide all those issues up on the ceiling there. So I need to replace this light with a different kind, and I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out, let's see, lights. So I wish that the B button would collapse this. but whatever. Maybe I don't want that to happen, I don't know. So UNSC light was where I found that other one. I don't even know what this is. Let me go a little farther out. Okay, I see. That's an interesting shape. Yeah, I actually kind of like that shape. Man, you could use this for a cryo bed. You get the one with no light emitting out of it. You could use as a cryo tube of some kind. In a sci-fi. Like map. Obviously it's sci-fi, it's Halo. Okay, what is this? Oh, right. I know this one. Why is it all green? Weird. Okay. So that one's thin, large. Let's see. Fluorescent covered with light. Okay, is this the one that I used before? Or is this thinner? Oh, this is thinner. This is perfect. Yeah. Okay. This is better than the luminary objects, by the way, because if you just do a luminous texture, and then you have to add a whole bunch of what do you call it? You have to add an actual light, but this comes with a light built into it. It's not like better in general. It's just better than that for my purposes right now. So I think I'm going to snap to here. There we go. And then I'm going to use mouse and keyboard, turn off magnets, and drag this direction, and that will give me a centered location. I'll put it inside of this light and then delete it, because that one is not necessary anymore. I don't think this is super deep into the ceiling. It's supposed to be around there. I do need some slopes leading up into it. I need to go ahead and select a texture for it, because right now it's just using UNSC aluminum. And what I want is Forerunner. I want to come up to Forerunner. I'll just do Forerunner. Oh, this is going to be panels only. Okay. I don't remember which one I have it set for. Actually, that one looks bad. Not bad. And then this one looks like it's changing the texture. And there's a way to fix that. Oh, hello. How's it going? Let's see. I hope that you had only just sent that message and you're one of the people who just joined, because I would hate to have missed your message and then you left. Okay, let's see. Wait. Floor panel? No. Forerunner. Okay, so yeah. There we go, and this is how we're going to fix the color. I believe there's a color changing. Yeah, there's some kind of... Okay, so then we do that. Wait, no, we select any color we want. Back out, go back in. Zero this out. And it should... Okay, maybe there wasn't a color problem. Maybe it's just really dark in here, and the lighting is blinding the camera. Yeah, it appears to be a normal gray up here. It's just down here. It's very bright, glaring. Okay, good. That's fine. It's good to know. I'm going to turn this to the yellow of all of the lights in Waterworks. Whoop, I didn't hit A, I hit B. There we go. And I will adjust its brightness later with all the rest. That's why it's so bright in here. I haven't adjusted any of the brightness of any of the lights. They're all just the default. And it's super bright compared to... it's also, you know, the daylight is bleeding into this area. So that'll do it too. Let's see. I'm going to need to duplicate this. This is... Yeah, it's about the right slope. and then snap it to the correct location. And that will give me a better location for where to put the actual light bulb. Let's look at it in... Yeah, this is pretty wide here compared to what I have it as. And so... and the height is probably different, so... Let's see... Flip this around. Wish we could scale lights. Yeah, I do too. I wish they were scalable. That'd be nice. If we could, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things that are like impossible to, or like probably just like wish lists, you know, stuff that we just can't get. But that is definitely on there. Oh, I misplayed. Oh, jeez. I misaligned this because I had it centered. Right. No. Wait. No. It's centered to the hallway. Now it's trying to center somewhere else. See if I can find a middle. Nope. Darn. Messed up my center, and I'm going to have to adjust it. Possibly manually. But let me go see if I can just adjust it up here. Find it up here. Yeah. And then I'll just grab it with the mouse and bring it this way. Turn off magnets. Slide out here. Come down here. Slide out here. And like I keep telling people, I believe mouse and keyboard works on console. I think. Or maybe not. And if it does, then you can just plug a USB mouse and keyboard into your console. I have no idea if they support that with Forge, but I think they do. I think the Xbox version does support it. Oop. What's it snapping to? Is it inside this wall? No. Okay, it's snapping to the light? Yeah, it must be snapping to the light. Oh, it's snapping there. Okay. Well, oh, I see what it's doing. It's snapping to the opposite triangle. Okay, well, let's just, I could make them smaller, like not so deep, and that would make them possibly play better together. I'm going to do it with that one first. Snap that there, and then this one I'm just going to delete. And duplicate this one. Nope. Duplicate this one, not delete it. And turn this around. And then snap that there. And now it's in the right spot. Cool. It would be nice, though, if we could scale lights with the light included. I'm going to go all the way to there so it feels more Forerunner. Because, yeah. Use coordinates to nudge it over. Yeah, I have thought of that. Since I have mouse and keyboard, I can just go to a faster pace this way. Because I don't have to go through menus. What is it doing? No, I don't want that. Okay, I don't know if it was just going on the full axis or just to... I might have just messed up here, but you know what? I could also... You know, just also be just as easy if I go in here. I could just as easily do this, and I'm just being dumb. Copy that. And then escape. This might be the wrong one. But yes, that is definitely the wrong one. I think. Oh, no? Okay, I don't know. Maybe I can't do that. It's not centered. It's not the center point. Okay. So, I think I want to go over here. See if there's a snapping point here. Nope. Definitely not. But yeah, nudging is definitely a great tool. And I highly suggest it to anyone who's doesn't have mouse and keyboard. I just like to use the quickness of mouse and keyboard personally, but it does actually help a lot. I'm going to bring this all the way in there. And actually, you know what? Let's snap it to here and scale it in like this. And delete this. Nope, that's not what I wanted to delete, and now I've got my angle wrong, but I can fix that. That's another bug that what the heck? Oh, jeez. I undid the wrong thing. Okay, I undid twice, and now I've got to adjust this again. Okay, here we go. Okay, now duplicate that. Turn it. What is it doing? Why isn't it turning? It's refusing to turn on a horizontal axis. That was weird. Some kind of collision? Shouldn't collisions not be turned on for this? Let's see. I'm still blown away by the scaling feature. I know, for real. It really is just a game changer. Okay. I don't know why this isn't wanting to snap to that corner there. And why it won't let me go down. Why can't I go down? Did I somehow turn this to fixed? Or something like that instead of phased? Nope, not dynamic. Shoot. Whew. Let's not do that. Okay, is this thing... No, it's phased. Okay, this one is phased. So if I duplicate it, it should turn around and clip through anything I wanted to clip through. So I think that what's happening is this thing is bugging out because I've seen that before. I need to change its... Let's see. Change the location. Okay, and then fix it. Like reset its rotation. Fix it. Will that let me clip into it again? Okay, I can clip into it. Will it let me turn into it? Yes, it's letting me rotate inside of it again. So that's a weird bug that you can kind of, you know, work with, but it's just really strange. Basically, there's a little workaround for you. If anything gets whacked out, you know, with rotation. If your rotations get all screwed up, then you can actually just hit the Y button to reset rotations. Well, change your pivot point. Why did it do that? Okay. The transitioning between mouse and keyboard, by the way, have a lot of weird bugs that you're gonna have to get used to. Quirks like that, where it didn't deselect it whenever I hit the deselect all button. And that is something you'd have to get used to if you do decide to plug one into your mouse and keyboard. Into your console. So this is still not thick enough. So all that, all that little bit of work there was kind of, whoops. Aw, I lost my pistol. For some reason it doesn't pick it back up again. Oh, it worked that time. It wasn't working before, and I thought it was a forge bug. Because it seemed like a bug. Let's see. That looks to be about right. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to say that's right for now. And then I'm going to go in here. Go up inside everything and grab it. Did that just move when I selected it? Or was it just an illusion because of the outline appearing? I felt like it moved. Okay, and then mouse and keyboard. Oop. Oh, okay, I think I'm doing pivot wrong place. No, what's going on? Oh, come on now. Now when I'm gonna undo it. Oh, it worked. Cool. I didn't mess it up. Where's my pivot? Why couldn't I find my pivot? Oh, no, it did mess it up. No? Oh, this did move. Like I thought. Why did it do that? That was so weird. All I did was select it, and it immediately moved. Sometimes I wonder if I'm not, like, running into bugs that I need to, like, close Forge and come back in, you know? Because that's definitely a possibility. Or even close the whole game and come back in. Is this... Okay, so this is lining up on the slope, but these are not lined up. I really do want to get these scaled correctly so I can use them as snapping. Because apparently that was the reason that I couldn't before. Let's see. Snapping is also really good in this. In Halo 2 Anniversary and Halo 4, it was very okay. But not very good at all. It was it was useful to a degree, but it wasn't actually great. Okay, so there is... Let's light up this ceiling a little bit. There's a good bit of flat area before we get to the slope. So that's gonna be helpful to know. I'll duplicate this, move it over here, and then it goes basically pretty far. And it makes it so far that in Halo 2, you can't jump across the gap without hitting your head sometimes. Where you hit your head and then fall, like that. Where I intentionally just failed that jump. And you've got to jump late to get across. So the 1-to-1 version, this first one I'm making, absolutely keeping that in. That's in the original, it's going to be in here. Now my remake, however, I'm taking that out. I'm going to update the map, and I'm going to remove that. It's just annoying. It's so annoying. It's not that it's like a skill, you know, it doesn't improve. It really doesn't like make the game better. It doesn't improve like a skill gap or anything like that. It doesn't make one. It doesn't do anything like that. It's just annoying. And that's not what we want to do, is annoy the people playing my map. That's no good. I'm going to duplicate all this and move it to the other thing. Actually don't need this one. So I'm going to scale this one over to the other side. So all I really need is these. Probably going to do that with the back one as well. In fact, kind of all I needed was... Yeah, this is probably not what I should be doing with this right now. What I should be doing is... I'm going to delete this. I'm going to select that, and that. Move them over here. Scale this to this wall. And then use it to attach to snap to in a second. There we go. So if I do that, then I can grab a tiny little bit of wall poking out there, or ceiling rather, and I can move it over and snap to there. Perfect. And then I can use that to guide this one. And that'll keep things nice and lined up, although that ceiling may need to come out farther. Based on... No, the entryways are way low. What am I talking about? I was thinking about them being higher up for some reason. I wonder if on my version I should raise them up so that, like... I was thinking about making it to where in my glow-up version, is what I'm kind of calling it, is I'm going to put it to where the, like the tanks... There's a famously a wraith in this map. It was one of the first ones to ever have a wraith in it on console. And basically, what I'm wondering is, yeah, so I've got it pretty much lined up. What I'm thinking about doing is making it to where the 1-to-1 version is going to be exactly like the original, but the glow-up version that I make is going to be, instead of just having a wraith on there, it could be a scorpion. And what I'm thinking is, the reason I'm thinking this is that I'm wondering if I should make it to where, if it's a scorpion, then a wasp spawns, and if it's a wraith, then a banshee spawns. And the only reason I'm thinking that is because the wraith is no good against the banshee. I mean, against the wasp. It just can't hit it. I mean, it's hardly good against the banshee, but the banshee at least has to come in straight at it, so you can sort of aim its attacks. You know, you can actually aim your slope at it, your arc at it, rather. It appears that this got uncentered somehow. I'm just gonna do that. Or did it? Really hard to tell because I didn't put that slope over there yet. Okay, let's see. Let's duplicate this. Kind of makes an illusion. Object. Flip it over. Yeah, there we go. World. Snap it in. And if I do the, if I do that, then basically I can make it to where, what the heck? I'm doing that all wrong. If I script it to basically change which vehicle you have that spawns there, then I can make it to where, yeah, I can avoid that power dynamic issue between those two different you know, vehicles. I think I'm gonna put a block here. Let's see. I feel like I'm starting to lose my voice, which is weird. Never lose my voice. Okay. Nope. That's not right. Oh, I see. It's because it's all the way up here. There we go. So I was aiming for where it was clipping through and not where it actually was. Nope. Okay. So turn this around. The weird thing is scaling is so weird about the slopes versus the blocks. Like if you have a slope, it goes in the opposite. It scales in the opposite direction of the little arrow, and if it's a block, then it scales in the same direction. Like this will scale this way. You see? But if it's a slope, it would scale, you know, that way instead on that side of it, and it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I think it's obviously a bug. It doesn't make any sense to be like the way it is for slopes. Like it should be scaling on the same side. Speaking of slopes, this one is my bring this down. Went the wrong direction. Is my flat wall. There we go. There we go. This will probably not need to be the wall underneath because I'm going to have to make the wall underneath wider anyway. And I don't want the texture to be all weird. So I'll just make it line up with this floor. And that way I can use it as a snapping point for other things later. Okay. Whoops. Okay, so that tells me right there, in that little corner of annoyance, that I need to raise this up just a tad, because the height of this is based off the the opposite side. Water needs to come in, or maybe a little bit of both. You know what? Let me see if it. Yep, I can snap there. Wait, what? What's it doing that for? Okay, so the wall isn't lining up with the slope. Okay, that's fine. That just means that now I should just need to move it up because I snapped it. So yeah, I had basically just angled it against, like eyeballed it from the side against this slope, as the bottom of this platform is supposed to be a little bit higher than that one, and then the top of that one. So all I did was do that, so now it's lining up properly. Okay, so this side is basically as close as I'm going to get it. This little triangle is kind of annoying. I might have to sort of change the geometry a little bit and just make it flat here, because even though it does have this triangle here, they don't have a trapezoid. So without a trapezoid game object, you can't really easily make these little like edges like this. Like if I had a trapezoid, this would be really easy because every side would be a triangle. With some of the sides being flat on your triangles, it's like such a simple, obvious, basic unit object, but that's another case of it over there, where I need a trapezoid to make this slope, to make this, you know, sloped area go down and transition into this sloped area, but doesn't exist. And I just tweeted at the Forge Lord about it a minute ago, and I'm not going to worry about that right now. But this, fortunately, is going to go inside of a cliff, because in actual Waterworks, there's a big old rock there. And so all I have to do is make the cliff sort of protrude to hide it. And it won't be a problem at all. Actually, come to think of it, it's probably not even going to need to protrude all that much. So, you know, I mean, like the rocks won't even have to protrude all that much because of the scaling. But basically, yeah, that's a kind of an annoying lack of features, a lack of a trapezoid. But a trapezoid, by the way, is triangles with... Hello. That's been there this whole time. Just poking through my floor. Okay, so to shorten that, I'm also going to have to change the height, which will be annoying. But obviously 100% necessary. Oh, deselect all is not working. There we go. Now it's working. Now, oh, my yellow outline's gone. Uh-oh. Oh, it's not down here? That's weird. Why isn't it showing up there? You can see it through the wall. Just not up here. Oh, now it's there. Okay, weird. I guess it was the angle I was looking at it. Okay, so I need to decrease this a lot. Which also means, actually, let me decrease it like that so I don't lose my slope. And see where the top of this thing is. Is it... Oof, okay, here, we're inside a wall now. We're inside it. And we need to not be inside it so that we can see it. Ah, 2 blocks next to each other, blocking my view. Okay, I'm just going to have to try it. Let's see, don't need snaps. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that should be... Deselect all, okay. Nope, see, deselect all doesn't always work. That's one of the bugs where if you switch between mouse and keyboard and controller, it can cause some issues. But you just gotta get used to them. Okay, still needs a little bit lower. Okay, we're gonna just go lower first by a little hair. And then, now I'm gonna have to scale it. And whenever I scale it, it's going to also get shorter there, so... That's not quite right. That's where I had it, which is actually a little bit weird. Much better. Okay, so that's good, and then nothing. Okay, cool. This is all going to feel really solid whenever I'm done with it. But right now, it feels very not solid. Okay, so... yeah, I think I'm going to definitely need to put little blocks here. And that's going to require me to duplicate this and use it, because that would be quicker. I do believe my Walmart order has just arrived, and I need to bring it inside. So I might have to pause the stream for a minute in a little bit. Oh, actually, my wife has it. Okay. So if I select... okay, I need that triangle. Does that mean I have the triangle? Yes. Okay. And so I need to grab that. So I'm going to need to scale it again, because it's going to actually get to be the wrong, you know, height. No, I'm not going to scale it again. I need to slide it. Okay, yeah, we'll technically have to scale it after that, but... okay, for now... oh, you know what? I can actually make it easier to get that triangle, because I'm going to need to grab it and let it go a few times, so... because this is just supposed to go here anyway. To that spot. Oops. Okay, so then we get both of them. And then we turn off snapping and drag it up to match... oh, jeez. It has an angle. It's just not the right angle. Well, this is still better than having a big old triangle pointing out of it, in my opinion. And once they add trapezoids, I'll update the map. But for now, that's how it's going to look. I'm going to have to put the slope, obviously, into the correct space, where it will snap here, and then proceed to be shrunk. And then snap back into place, and that should... nope, not quite done. Shrink it a little more, and then that'll make it go down. There. Am I saying trapezoid wrong? It's tetrahedron, isn't it? I keep on saying trapezoid. It's a tetrahedron. It's a... I did that earlier. Like the exact same thing. Okay, so that looks just fine. It kind of makes a cool little rim there. I do think that the triangle now needs to have scratches. I turned them off because it was part of this wall and it made it look weird. But they need to match. They actually do need it now. What? No, that's not what I want. Okay, and this one could probably... what? Deselect all. There we go. Could probably also increase its scratch amounts. Just to give it some scratches to these inner... fall to my doom. Okay, yeah, this inner corner is all scratched up now, which makes sense. Spartans running through here having combat is going to be pretty damaging to the environment. I know it's Forerunner, and Forerunner's indestructible, or it's supposed to be, but yeah, that's not something I can do. Because the scratches, they actually make all of the edges look nicer and clean things up in a lot of ways, so I'm just going to include them even though it doesn't make canonical sense. Okay, so we've got this thing. We're going to duplicate it. We're going to make it occupy the same space so that I can just drag it over here. Because I don't think... oh wait, no, that's right. I can snap it off the corner of that. Yeah, just like that. Boom, simple. Okay, and then I need to get those little angles, and these little angles are not simple I can duplicate this one very easily and drag it over here. And I can snap it to here. This angle is going to be a massive, like making that one is probably going to be a challenge because I'm going to have to mirror this one essentially. And the ceiling is turning with this little angle. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be start here, like at the very end of it. But I couldn't, ended up measuring, I guess I measured it off of something wrong. But I can place it, I can just shift it out, I suppose. Or down? I guess I'd have to shift this, I have to make this longer until it goes to there. Although that is lined up with the floor, so I think I'm just going to keep it. I mean, the little angle shift is kind of cool looking, especially given that I'm doing that. So it kind of gives a little bit of a... It's a difference. It's not one-to-one. I did want, like, the whole rest of this is basically becoming one-to-one slowly. I still need to fix all these to make that look nicer. Oh yeah, do you guys want to see the ladder in action? That's kind of what the main image of my of this video is all about. The thumbnail image, so, and the name of it. Basically, that's the ladder. I'm giving it a second to adjust with my current player location because teleporters screw everything up. And fortunately, there are no teleporters near the ladders in this map, and if you want to put a ladder into your map, just try not to put a teleporter near your ladder because it makes it a little bit less smooth, as you can see. It's still doing it. But it's working. It's just a little jittery. Now it's nice and smooth. And if you're looking down and you run into it, nothing happens. If you look up, it works. Just like the one that I that's in you know, Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2. If you're looking up and walk back into it, nothing happens. If you look down and walk back into it, you go up. So it only works if, you know, your movement angle is basically pointing in that direction. And yeah, it works great. For a little while, it was jumping you whenever you tried to go off there. And that was because this box was too thick this way. So if you ever put it into your own map, if you grab my prefab and put it into your own map, and you try to scale it, you make it wider or taller or anything like that, just make sure this box goes above or by a good bit so that whenever they get to the top, they vault up onto the platform. It's got to sort of raise them up a little bit more as they get to the top. And make sure you don't change the depth too much or at all, because if it's too thick, then whenever you walk through it, jumping, like whenever you run off the platform going through, it triggers and it'll make you launch into the air like a little jump. It really is just about the height of a normal jump, but it's completely against the player's control. So they might jump off into a pit, and that's not what you want. So yeah, that's the ladder again. I went through the entire code earlier in this stream, so whenever the entire script. So whenever this one's over, you can go back to the beginning or something to watch that, or you can rewind now if you really want to, if you don't want to be live. But yeah, wow, that scratch layer is intense. Okay, so let me go back to where I was building because I want to get that. I want to get as much of this done as I can. So I think that we need to mirror this. We need to bring this over. Turn off the snapping and actually manually drag it into position so that it makes sense. It's that, and then the... Nope, that's not what I want. Oh, whoops. Okay. So the shines are making this very difficult. Let me go ahead and move a bit. I'm going to do that, and then Control Z it. There we go. Control Z, by the way, is a better undo. It actually functions a little differently from, okay, that's still getting the green. From the regular movement. Like I can do this, and then just Control Z, and it'll put it there. And you can undo individual movements inside of a like a movement attempt. Do we need this? Maybe we don't need this. I felt like it should have been mirrored. but no, we don't actually need this. I'm just being silly. Where's the delete button? Oh, I'm still in move, that's why. Okay, delete is delete. No. Undo. Somehow I selected this light, and I have no idea how that happened. Deselect all. Select. No. Why is it selecting the light? I guess I'm inside of its, like, glow area, and so it's, like, selecting it. Yeah. I think that just happened. Did I select that? No, it worked. Okay. I don't know why I was selecting that light. Didn't make any sense. And also it looks like I moved it. Or I didn't move it, and it's centered correctly. And I need to scale this back. And probably do the same on the other side. Because I do like that little part where it gets a little wider. It's nice. And if this side is centered, which it appears to be... I'm just eyeballing center now. Looks good. Let's turn this around. Alright, there we go. Awesome. Okay. Save that off. Looks good. And that'll light up down here. Okay, now I gotta get back in here to find... Oh yeah, slope. There's a big ol' angled slope there, which I will do with... okay, if I do a triangle, the triangle's base might start to collide with that ramp, so I'm actually going to do a square. I'm going to grab, not a square, but a... oh, I can just do the... oh yeah, this is the best bet. This is already the right... Whoa, what happened here? What the heck happened? Oh, okay. It just got moved. Up? I think it got moved up. Yes. Wait. Maybe. Yes, it got moved up at some point. I must have grabbed it by accident. That's one of those... Let's see. Where's my manipulation? Oh, I'm not holding anything down, that's why. Okay, let's see. Okay. Here we go. Just the Z-axis. Boy. Okay, left to right is making it much smoother than up to down. Okay, what's it doing now? It's just everything is making it down. Every single motion with my mouse is making it down. Jesus. Just line up, please. Okay. That's not perfect. This also feels off. I'm not sure what happened with all of that. It was all lined up before. You know what? I'm gonna do it from this side so that I can get a better angle. I'm gonna move that down. Then I'm gonna change, not that, I'm gonna change, where is it, location? No. If you I thought you grabbed it. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Alright. Apparently she did. My wife was not able to get the Walmart delivery. She's working right now, so I'm gonna have to go do that in a second. There we go. That should actually be correct. Is that a better angle? Okay, cool. Yeah, much better. So what happened here? Oh, I think I must have undo. So this is where you do it. You just, okay, it's all screwed up, right? Go to world rotation, change your rotation point, hit Y. Rotate it again, and it will have fixed. There we go. And you'll be able to find the exact position it was, because its position does not move. When that happens, when you see your thing get rotated out the wazoo, you need to just not panic, and remember, the location doesn't move. So you don't need to drag it around anywhere. Immediately just reset its rotation, 45-degree snap, and you will be able to find where it was. Well, sorry, if you're on 45-degree snap. I just realized, yeah, it depends on the location, on the angle of the object. But yes, this should save you a lot of trouble if you come in contact with that same bug. I've been dealing with it and working at it for like this entire time. So, like, you know, going through it this entire time, and it is, yeah. Okay, so we went up here to grab this, right? And then I didn't, and I need to bring this down here. Now, before I actually get to put this into position, I am going to have to go grab the Walmart order from outside before it, you know, goes bad or gets insects in it or, you know, something. So I'm going to bring this down, and then I'm going to go do that. Okay. So I'm assuming it's a 45-degree angle. I will actually check it in Blender, where it'll be easier to see. And to see that in a minute, I will. You can just stick around, and I will be back in just a minute. I'm just gonna hit pause on my deal here. OBS. I'm just gonna go to my And I'm back. Okay, so how do I go back here and go back in here? Okay, all right, we're gonna go to Blender, and I'm gonna get that exact angle. We're actually already in the room, so that's helpful. Oh. No. Okay, it's all not doing anything. Okay, here we go. Now we got it. So this is the sloped side over here. This side is a flat surface. So we just need to get that slope. It looks like 45 degrees, and I don't think we're going to need to do much at all. But basically, tab into edit mode. And what I would do is, what in the world is going on? I want to select all. What's with this? Oh, I'm inside of a surface that I'm selecting. That's why it turned orange. I thought it was selecting everything. Okay, here we go. So then you just Shift D, bring it down. Shift D is duplicate. Hold down Shift, press D. Here you go, rotation, and you can say, oh, 45 degrees, look at that, confirmed. And it all disappears at the same time whenever you move it through another flat surface now. So you know it's definitely, 45 degrees was exactly what it was. So, that's how you do it. So if you want to use Blender, if you know the tools, if you can handle learning the controls and stuff like that, if you feel like that's something that you want to do, then it's a very helpful tool for this. If you're remaking a map, obviously, if you're remaking a map that already exists, then it's helpful. Actually, we'll just leave that on Blender for now. Okay, so this is already a 45 degree angle, I believe. Yeah, it's 45 degree angle. So that's our angle that we need, and then the floor comes straight out from that, or the ceiling comes straight out from that. And we're gonna bring this down, duplicate it, and snap it into there, and then we'll rotate that and get the snap to match there. And then I'm gonna see if that's gonna clip through that ramp up there, because I don't know exactly how high this roof needs to go, but I'm pretty sure it's about this height. Okay, so that's kind of an issue that they don't run into in their version. So let's go ahead and find out why this is happening. Okay, so we've got, might be easier to look this up in Halo 2, just because I'm going to turn on transparency, but you may not know what's going on at all with that if you're not familiar with Blender. Okay, so we've got our tab and edit mode, so we get our lines, so it looks like craziness. Looks like the Matrix. But, yeah, so it is really close to that slope surface in this. It doesn't appear to actually go through it all the way, and it seems like it works out for them just fine. I might have to just measure this by, I'll go the other way around. Okay, tab back, out of edit mode. I think I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to probably start from this side. I mean, I know I've got a lot of thickness here of this ramp to go off of before I actually mess anything up, before I actually start poking through it. So that may not be an issue. And we can, but obviously the ceiling is becoming sloped because maybe the ramp is too thick. Let's see. Object. No. Let's go a little bit more clear on where we're looking here. Yeah. Okay, there we go. I was thinking that I was rotating it the wrong direction. No, why is it doing that? Do you see that? Why does it do that? That's not normal. The mechanics don't normally shrink from both directions. Okay, we'll go back to world. No. Okay. I have no idea what's causing that, but it did the same thing on this slope earlier, and then it stopped doing that. Let's see. After I duplicated off the other one. Let's see. Pivot point. No, it's still doing it. Why are these objects doing that but nothing else? If anybody knows the answer to this, please let me know, because I seriously do not have any idea why they're behaving differently from, say, for example, this one, where the top line just stays put. This one is scaling both top and bottom at the same time. That's so weird. And it's happening to both of them. Is it happening to my final slope? Let's see, the final of these three? No, this one's working just fine. What's the difference? What the hell? Speaking of, that's like clipping through here. What in the world is happening? Let's see. Oh geez, this one's rotation is off too. What happened to my rotations? I have no idea what happened. That is so weird. This one was messed up whenever I came to the save file previously. I think I must have somehow messed them up, probably accidentally selecting them somehow whenever I was switching from mouse to, to a controller, whenever I was building the ladder out, and then somehow that, got saved off because I probably had something selected that I didn't need to. But yeah, okay, so why is it doing this? No clue, but I think that what I'm going to have to do is duplicate this middle one that's not doing it. Whoops, I bopped my microphone. If I duplicate this middle one and put it there, then that should work. But who knows? Who knows? I don't even know why it's happening, so obviously this one won't do the same thing. But why is it happening in the first place is just beyond me. So this is already thinner, but I'm going to make it as thin as it can get. That's not supposed to be on the y-axis. Just because I don't need it thick. It's going to be just a facade. So I think that I'm going to magnet it here. Like that. Dear Lord. Okay. Where is it? Where did it go? Up there. Okay. There we go. There we go. We are now flat. Now, it might have been that I was in, like, object. Let's see. Go down to, let's see. This is not snapped to the same location. Is that correct, or is it not? That is the correct spot, I believe. And then another 5 down. Still put me not quite there. Let's see. So I've gotten 10. This is 10 degrees. That is probably the correct slope. Because it looks... No, it's not. I need to go back up. Whoop. Oh, perfect. There we go. Okay. Okay, so that's super frustrating to deal with whenever it happens, apparently. But hopefully it never happens again. These other pieces, they're sort of sticking out. I can adjust. Oh, actually, that's this triangle up here. I mean, I can still adjust it, but it's definitely going to have to be... Oh, wow. It's... I never even apparently finished this triangle's positioning properly. But all I need is for this sharp edge here. So I can move it and then put a different plate there to get rid of that thing. And these rails don't need to be quite so thick anymore because they were only as thick as the previous, you know, ramp thickness needed. So I can get rid of that clipping. And so, yeah. That's what I'll do. There we go. And whoop, where are we? Okay, so basically I just need to duplicate this one now. And line it up. Probably behind me. Yeah, there it is. There. Nope, not in the center. On that edge. And that should make it fit down here correctly. And not stick out anywhere. And I can grab the railing. And oh right, I gotta delete this first. Oh, wait, no I don't. This needs to not be here. This is not snapped in the right spot. So it should snap there, but it's sticking out. Oh geez. I have to raise up this triangle, which means I need to scale it, actually. Scale it up. Why is this... Oh, because it was messed up before and it was scaling in the wrong direction and blah 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 blah. This one should be lined up correctly though. Okay. Like the other one was, it was all wonky. Come on, there we go. Alright, now check down here. Yes, it is lining up down here correctly with this little tiny piece that has to fill out the rest of the ramp around that corner. And everything else is good. Okay. This one's lining up on that corner, this one was lining up on that corner, or something. So... now, oh right, now I can adjust this. I can delete the old one. And adjust this. There we go. And then adjust this. Okay. Okay, so that's much better. Those ramps are now fixed by being replaced with non-broken versions. And this is going to need to come down a good bit. Whoa. And then it needs to come forward. Snapped there. And then I can put a big square plate there. Which would be perfect if I probably as close to perfect as I can get right off the bat by duplicating this. It's almost the right measurements. And then I have no idea what this angle. Oh, the angle should be the same as the ramps. So here we go. So it should be, I believe it's 15, and then an additional 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's what it is. Looks good. I'm gonna bring this in and bring this in, and I'm gonna adjust them after I've got them snapped. 45 degrees. Okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna change that so I can see it. And over here, go this way, and then I can increase the scratches to match the slope that's next to it a little better. I imagine Spartans tend to hide up here a lot, huh? With all these scratches. So that gives us this room a little better. We can now take this piece, go taller with it until it touches the ceiling, or until it goes above the ceiling, really, and then you can bring the ceiling over to it just to make sure it's not. Is it already touching? Huh. I eyeballed that from really far away. Okay, and then this one also needs to come up to the ceiling, but it's probably going to poke out of the ramp, so we're going to have to put a front sort of facade block to bring the roof up, and then a lower floor block. And actually, now that I think about it, are there any lights over here? Oh, I hadn't put that light in yet. Right, I was going to do that. I was going to put it into that. And it's going to be the same thing, but I think I'm going to have to make it thinner. This appears to be... I might have made this whole tunnel too thin, which is fixable, because these can be made, these can be shrunk, this can be thinner, and everything snaps into place, so that's not bad, that's not too hard to do. I'll just grab... Oh, my son's awake. Oh, my daughter too. I hear you, buddy. You want breakfast? Yeah? You said donuts? Yeah, they're coming with the Walmart order, actually, and that wasn't the Walmart order, it turned out. Yeah, okay. It's okay. I can get you something else for breakfast. Okay. So yeah, I think I need to sign off for today and do the rest of the day off stream. I gotta set up my son with some food and my daughters with their schoolwork and all that kind of stuff. So okay, yeah. So I shut off the ladder, which I finished last night, and built out a lot of this room. Cool. Pretty much sums up today. So thank you for being here, and yeah.